Hello, Travis Hartley, National Sales Manager and Executive Chef for Food Warming Equipment Company. Today we're going to be going over the operational instructions for the LCH-G2 and LCH-SK-G2 series of cook and holds and smokers, so you can get the most out of your units. First, let's go over the control panel. On this unit, from left to right, we have the power switch, your cook temperature button, hold temperature button, start cancel button, cook by probe or by time, and smoke time setting. To the right, you'll find the preset knob, and then down below, your 8 programmable presets. There are several ways to prepare food in this unit. Here's a brief overview. Make sure to refer to your operating manual for specifics. To cook manually by probe, first turn your unit on by hitting the main power selector switch to the line setting. At that point, you can set your cook temperature. Press your cook temperature button. For this example, we will do a cook temperature of 225 degrees Fahrenheit. After you've set your cook temperature, go ahead and set your probe temperature. Press the probe time button once. That will illuminate the probe icon. At this time, you can now set your probe temperature. For this example, we'll use 175 degrees Fahrenheit. After you've established your probe temperature, we can establish our hold temperature. So now, once the product has hit that 175, it will default into this hold temperature. For this example, we're going to use 160 degrees Fahrenheit. After you have those 3 settings, go ahead and hit start. The unit will go into preheat and show you the active temperature of the unit as it preheats. Once it has preheated, you will see ready displayed on the screen. At this point, you can load your meat products, inserting the probe into the center of the roast, avoiding any bones, if at all possible. Once the product is inside the unit, hit start again to start the cook cycle. The active temperature of the probe will be displayed on the LCD screen until that meat product is complete. Then it will display your set hold temperature. Now we will show how to cook manually by time. As with the probe setting, turn your main power rocker on, select your cook temperature. Again, for this example, we'll use 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to press the probe time button twice. That will illuminate the time icon. At this point, we can use the same dial to set your overall cook time. For this example, we'll use 3 hours and 30 minutes. Now set your hold temperature. For this example, we'll use 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And hit start. The unit will preheat. Once it is preheated to your preset temperature of 225 degrees, you will see ready displayed on the screen. At that point, you can load your product to be cooked by time, hit start again, and the unit will start its countdown from your preset time. Once that time has reached 0, it will default into your preset hold temperature. To cook manually by time and smoke, first turn your power rocker on. Again, set your desired cook temperature. We will use 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Twice on the probe time button to establish your cook time. For this example, we will use 3 hours. And then for your smoke setting, press the smoke button. And this is timed out in half-hour increments. For this example, we will do the first 2 hours of the 3-hour cook cycle. Hit start. Just as in the other examples, the unit will preheat. Once it is preheated to your set temperature of 225 degrees, ready will be displayed on the screen. At that point, load your product to be cooked by time and smoke. Press start again, and what will first be displayed is the countdown for your smoke timer, as that is shorter than the overall cook time of the unit. Once this is expired, it will default over to the cook time for the remainder of the cook before it defaults into hold. To cook manually by probe and smoke, turn the unit on. Again, set your desired cook temperature. For this example, we will use 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Select probe by pressing the button once. For this example, we'll set 175 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we are going to select the smoke. We'll do an hour and a half for this example and set our hold temperature of 160 degrees for this example. Hit start, the unit will preheat. Once it is preheated, you will see ready displayed on the screen. Load your product, make sure your probe is properly inserted with the probe in the center of the roast away from any bones. Hit start, and again you will see the countdown timer for the smoke first, and then it will default over to the active temperature of the probe until the product has hit that temperature, at which point it will then display your preset hold temperature. Now, to cook manually with neither time or probe control, turn the unit on, select your preset cook temperature. For this example, again, we'll use 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And now, the only other setting you have is to hit start. The unit is then going to preheat to that temperature. Once it does, you will see ready displayed on the screen. Load your product, hit start again, and now the unit will run continuously at your cook temperature set of 225 degrees. One other option you have to do something manually without adding additional heat is to run your smoke element independently of the other elements in the unit. An example for this would be if you were going to cold smoke things like cheese or charcuterie. Simply select the smoke icon and set the time in which you wish that element to run. It can be anywhere from half hour to 4 hours. For this example, I will select 4 hours. You hit start, the unit is immediately going to start running that smoke element, so make sure your product is already loaded before you hit start. It is also helpful to load a pan of ice down in the bottom of the unit to prevent any of the extra heat coming off the smoke element itself from getting to your product. Next, we will cover how to modify the programmable menu presets located here at the bottom of the control panel. First, turn your power rocker on. Now, once you select the menu preset you wish to change, you will hold that button down for a total of 4 seconds. At that time, you will see Edit appear on the screen. You have 4 seconds to make any modifications by pressing one of the settings and immediately changing it on the dial. We will now demonstrate. Make sure you hit start to save any changes you've made. Now, preheat 1 on the programmable menu preset has been changed, as well as the time, hold, and smoke settings. The most commonly used wood product in our commercial smokers are these commercially available shredded wood chips, available in a number of different species of woods, from apple to cherry, hickory to mesquite. One thing you'll want to remember is you do not want to load the chips dry into your unit, as at that point they could potentially become combustible. What we recommend is soaking those chips for at least 2 hours in a water solution. One helpful tip is to use something like a paper towel or terry cloth to cover the chips to make sure they stay fully submerged during that 2-hour period to get a good soak. After they've had a chance to soak, you will want to remove them from the water. Hand wring them to remove as much water as you can before placing them inside the wood chip drawer. Once you have your chips loaded into your smoker drawer, make sure that no excess water can pour out once it's tilted at an angle. That lets you know that the chips do not have as much excess moisture that might potentially cause an issue with your unit. Now, line the drawer up centered inside this housing, slide it in, and you're ready to smoke. To move your adjustable tray slides, which have a J-style shape, insert them into the height you wish to enter into the unit, rotate up in a J motion, and then make sure you settle them down. To get the most out of your equipment over a lifetime, make sure that you're practicing good maintenance and sanitation. Good thing to remember when you're cleaning our units is to use very mild soap-based cleaners when cleaning the inside of the unit. You'll want to avoid products that are bleach-based, harsh oven cleaners, or ammonia products. Also, make sure that you avoid using anything that's harsh and abrasive. Anytime you use an abrasive on a stainless steel surface, it will create small scratches, just gives dirt more places to collect. Something unique about cleaning the inside of these particular units, you may see down at the bottom, this unit has a removable drip tray that just slides out of the base of the cavity. This drip tray can be taken completely out of the unit, taken into the dish pit or scullery area, and cleaned off using whatever cleaner you wish. Now, once that has been completed, make sure that all chemicals and water have been washed clean of the drip tray, have it dry, and reinsert back into the unit. Any of the other surfaces, your main concern is removing buildup, grease, and any particulate that may have fallen around the unit. A little bit of this light gray hazing is fine. Don't concern yourself with trying to clean that off and make the unit look like new on the inside, particularly with the smoke units. This is some seasoning, and it's actually a good thing to have that on there. The rack slides are removable, as well as the adjustable tray slides as we covered earlier. The probe may also be removed. One thing to be cautious with the probe, make sure that when you do clean the probe, do not leave it submerged in water. Wipe it down with a sanitizing solution and let it dry before reinserting into the unit. On the outside of your unit, you may use that same soap and water solution to clean, or if you prefer a factory shine, using some stainless steel cleaner will make that happen.